painting to photography, from beadwork to woodworking, KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University presents Art Beat. Art Beat highlights the work and accomplishments of local artists from in and around Winona. Support for Art Beat is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Today on Art Beat, we talk to artist Peet Fetsch of Tallymark Press here in Winona. As Tallymark Press, Peet is a printer, a designer, and an artist using screen printing to make everything from greeting cards to art prints. Today, we take you to the Blue Heron Coffee House to see Peet's latest exhibit titled Print Dubs. The concept for the Print Dubs exhibit came from Peet's love of vinyl records, collage and abstract art, and dub music. Also, full disclosure here, Peet and I have known each other since grade school. So if there's a point in this interview where the sound might change a little bit, that's because we got to talking and I put the recorder down without stopping it. But some cool things were said, so some of it's included here. I'm Bill Stoneberg. Grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and relax as we take you to the Blue Heron Coffee House for Print Dubs, the latest exhibit by Tallymark Press, today on Art Beat. As I entered the Blue Heron Coffee House in downtown Winona, I'm greeted with lots of chatter and warm, smiling faces. There's a decent-sized crowd of people enjoying food, coffee, and art. Lots of art. Peet Fetsch, the artist behind the Print Dubs exhibit being featured tonight, is at a table full of prints talking with some attendees about his art and process, and which print would they like to take home tonight. Hung all around the room are prints that give the impression of vinyl records. All of them have additions and embellishments, though, creating unique pieces out of each one. I wait my turn to talk to Peet as he finishes up with one of the other attendees.
Just making a stencil on that mesh, and then you're squeezing ink through that stencil.
These were done that way, or
Yep. Yeah, these are all of this stuff is screen printed.
So then, like you said, 5 layers.
Yeah. A lot of work.
I'm here with Peet Fetsch of Tallymark Press, and he's got an exhibit here at the Blue Heron Coffee House. How are you doing today, Peet?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Well, thanks for having this. So I'm real interested. The exhibit is called Print Dubs, is that right?
Correct, yep.
Okay, and it involves vinyl records. Can you kind of tell us, like, if I knew nothing about this, which I know almost nothing about it, how did you do it? What's the process involved?
Sure. So the prints, they're screen prints. The idea was they were inspired by vinyl records. I collect vinyl records and listen to vinyl records, and I'm really I enjoy dub music, which is a form of reggae, but I consider dub music to be hip hop as well as contemporary music, as well as old. There's actually like the Beatles, Revolution Number 9, I consider to be like a dub music. But anyway, so the inspiration was dub music or collaged audio music, and then vinyl records, just the objects themselves. And so these screen prints are 5 layers each, and there's 12-inch records, there's 7-inch records, and multiple colored paper, multiple colored inks, and so the 3 inspirations, I guess, were vinyl records, collage, so combining different images and ideas together under one image, and then collaged dub music.
Right. So what exactly? How does dub music fit into that? I'm getting the feeling that's collage plays a part in dub music as well.
Absolutely, I think so. Yeah. So dub music, traditionally the Jamaican dub, the idea was that you'd have these producers who wanted to keep the people dancing at their sound system. So it was a kind of a competition to keep people dancing, and so to do that they would use their own audio that they've created themselves in the studio on tape, and then splice it together and create longer pieces of music, which went on to inspire hip-hop. Hip-hop is originally, the idea is you're looping beats and music and creating a new collaged piece of music from all these different elements. So I love that idea, and I love that kind of music. So
Right.
So
how do that's really interesting, and that plays into what you're doing here. How do you choose? Like, I see some of the images. Some of the images will have print or writing inside of it. I noticed one says pop. There's another one that has like what appears to be almost like newsprint or something. Like, what are those, and how did you choose that?
yeah, so those are those designs have comic book.
Cool.
So they're scanned from comic books.
Okay.
From my collection. I don't really collect them, but I have a bunch of old comics that me and my brother used to read.
Nice.
And so one of them in particular has an ad. I don't know if you remember those old ads that they had in the back with X-ray vision and like the
sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which my brother bought.
I'm guilty too. Sirens, X-ray vision, sea monkeys. And yes, I am guilty of ordering the sea monkeys. They were quite fun. But yeah, these were all ads in the back of like comic books and things like that we would read when we were younger. But those also remind me of records and vinyl records and the things that you would get with the records, like lyric sheets, possibly stickers, things like that. I have records in my collection that fold out into other things. There were lots of neat things. It's like the prize in the Cracker Jack box.
That was big. It was big business with vinyl records.
Right.
And to have like a unique record album cover, I should say, was kind of the goal for a lot of people. So
and this is one of those times where I put the recorder down and Pete and I started talking and kind of reminiscing about different things we found in the packaging of vinyl records, or things we learned about, who created these things and the things that come with them. It's just.
Are you familiar with Hypnosis? The design.
It's a design group, or okay.
They were the guys that did Houses of the Holy, Led Zeppelin, all the Led Zeppelin stuff. They did Peter Gabriel's stuff.
Nice.
This is back in the 70s and early 80s.
And now we go back to sirens and the ads in the back of comic books. No sea monkeys, though.
But that one has an ad for a siren, and so that was me referencing dub music. In dub music, they'll have sirens.
Right.
They'll have these boxes. The DJs will have these boxes that they make that have samples in them. So they'll have like a horn or a siren, police siren. They'll have So I mean, that was kind of an inside thing.
Very nice. How do you make the image of the record? Okay, maybe we can explain this to people, but all of the images, it looks like a vinyl record with other images embedded in it. How do you make the vinyl record image with the lines and stuff?
So yeah, those
it looks
are all
like grooves.
Yep, the grooves are made with brush.
Oh wow.
As well as there's a layer underneath the black grooves that's printed in silver.
Okay.
And those are brushes as well.
Cool.
And I spend a lot of time making circles with brushes.
Right. And awesome. Well, the effect is really cool. I like it a lot. I know it. This comes out of your love for vinyl records and dub music and collage. What would you like viewers to take away, from viewing this?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. I think if maybe the people that have encountered or used vinyl records before, some sort of memories maybe come from it, but also maybe introduce people that aren't so familiar with the records. Maybe they'll go out and try them out.
Right. And this is another point that sparked another tangent.
And then there's even sensory memory of just like, for me, I think there's a lot of memories of listening to Laura and Christian's albums, like checking their stuff out. Laura's copies of The Police, the Ghost in the Machine. Remember that album cover?
And now back to the interview and the takeaway.
But if anything, I don't know. I think what's also kind of fun for me is seeing them as just minimal abstract pieces of art.
Right. Share the love of vinyl, right?
Share the love of vinyl and color and paper and screen printing. And
So Tally Mark Press, you've been in Winona for how long now?
that's a good question. I don't know. It's like 5 or 6 years. I think I've been operating out of Winona.
Cool.
It's Tally Mark Press. Yeah.
So Winona's been putting up with both of us for about the same amount of time, it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's how long I've been at KQL. So, well, it's fantastic. It's so good to see this exhibit, Pete. I love it. Looking forward to seeing more stuff. And you have a studio here in town, correct?
I do. I have a small studio on 3rd Street, and it's in the old Green Lantern. If I have no idea what that is, but some people know what that is. So.
I have heard of that. It's about as far as my knowledge goes.
But yeah, I just rent a small space. It's not really a public type of thing. Yeah, it's definitely just a workspace.
Sure. How can people, if they didn't make it to this exhibit, how can people find your work and purchase prints?
Sure. So it's tallymarkpress.com is my website, and Instagram, tallymarkpress. And on my website you can purchase all of these prints, and then as well as some other stuff.
Right. Because you have a lot of other work too, cards and other things.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much, Pete. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, and really appreciate your work. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks again to Pete Fetsch of Tally Mark Press for joining us today on Artbeat. To see some of Pete's work, go to tallymarkpress.com. For more conversations on art, tune into Artbeat Tuesdays at 12:30 right here on 89.5 KQAL. For podcasts of Artbeat and other KQAL original programming, go to kqal.org. I'm Bill Stoneberg, and we've just heard from artist Pete Fetsch of Tally Mark Press on Artbeat.
Artbeat is written and produced by KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us on the web at kqal.org.